gets into the chat.
Sure. All right.
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, perfect.
Oh, are we live?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Whisper of Winter Chapter 2, Requiem of the Chained King. I'm Carla, I'm your Dungeon Master. Before we begin tonight's game, I will let you guys know, next week there will be no game, as it is a holiday. And we will be back the following week on June 25th. With that in mind, a bit of a recap from the previous session. You guys traveled to the southern portion of Taldore, where you met up with an illustrious wizard by the name of Sean Gilmore, who has a contact on the Midnight Order by the name of Astrid, whom Mona recognized from a brief bit of history. Traveling out on the Lucidian Ocean towards the Iceberg Fortress, where the cult was apparently going to be, the cult apparently sped up its plans, somehow knowing that the party would be meeting them there, and then they did battle against Astrid, who took everything as a sexual innuendo, and Godric, who hardly said anything the entire time, almost managing to fell him. He teleported away in a brief bit of panic. You guys arrived at the Iceberg Fortress and walked in. It turned out to be the home of the goddess of magic, Mystra. And you walked in, you saw all the different servants tending to different things. Mystra handed a vestige of divergence to the princess, Adelaide, revealing her past and how she was connected. She basically murdered her sister and threatened to murder her mother. After that, she was like, hey, do you want to act in my service? This resulted in an obvious argument, and Mona pocketed the book. Mr. told her to open the book when she was ready to commit herself to helping the Great Balance, which is basically the whole reason that, evil creatures can't, move between planes and do whatever they want to do. However, Lucas pointed out the obvious anomaly in Braig. Mystra said she might know a way to send her back. All Mona needed to do was concentrate on a spell for at least 6 seconds towards Braig. After that, you guys collected the Tome of Infinite Knowledge. You guys walked out. Mona was able to see all these crazy-ass fucking spirits becoming what is known in certain arcane circles as the Vox Arcanora, the voice of magic. Also Zelron received a letter from Sammy telling him that she's now a student at this monastery, and they decided to head there. Also because they have an ally in the Bright Queen. The monastery's in the same city, and she might be able to help them kind of travel quietly and avoid suspicion and shit. Cool. So that is where we are now. You see that Gilmore goes and takes the boat to shore, and you see that Allure kind of leads you guys off. You see Allure kind of waves to Gilmore, kind of gratefully. See Gilmore says, yeah, of course, and if you ever need anything, feel free to contact me, and take care, and I will let you know if I see that guy anywhere. Gilmore heads off. You guys see that Allure takes you guys to this teleportation circle, and flashes red. You guys arrive to You guys arrive to Rosanna, which is on the eastern side of Wildemount. It is this. It's honestly, as you look around, it is drizzling the tiniest bit. But it's not pouring buckets. You guys see that Rosanna is a picture of kind of Tokyo at night with these different street signs up and very bright lights as you guys walk through. Everybody make me a perception check as well. Zelron, as you guys arrive in this town here, you look up and you immediately spot like 5 or 6 like Excalibur drones that are flying like just above like the top of the city. Um, cool. So you guys arrive to this city. You know that the monastery, as Laura points out, is kind of like a 10-minute walk one direction. And the castle with the Bright Queen is like a 10-minute walk the other direction. So it's totally up to you. As you guys arrive to this city, what would you like to do?
I okay. Do the Excalibur drones look like they're like scanning around looking for anybody, or are they just kind of there, just wandering?
Yeah, you see that they're mostly just wandering. You see like the one that has like the wanted poster programmed into it is like defective, and you see there's like an elf kind of like tending to it. But most of them are just wandering around or delivering products.
All right, he's gonna turn to the rest. Well, he's gonna just say to the rest of the group. We kind of whisper it mostly. Just be like, everyone, eyes up. And he kind of just nods in the direction of those droids, drones.
Same thing.
Yes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. He's just gonna, after that, he's just gonna kind of just keep walking and look at the different sites. Considering he hasn't been here and probably, has he ever been here?
Um, I don't think you have actually.
Oh well, then yeah. Seeing the sites for the first time, just looking around.
Cool. Yeah, you guys walk through the city. You see Laura says, well, it's quite late. The fight was a little rough for me as well. Do we want to get some rest, or do we want to head to this monastery first, or do we want to... We could talk to the queen also, if we prefer.
What do you think, gang?
You know, a little rest never hurt anybody, but... Let's see, what time of day is it right now?
It is kind of like later into the evening, like 7:30.
Oh, yeah, then we should probably get some sleep.
Yeah. Early birds. Well, not really early birds, but going to
We will
sleep
be early
early
birds.
Yeah.
Cool. Lord nods. She takes you guys to an inn, kind of like out of the rain. You notice that as you guys walk through the city, you guys also get more stares and like attention from the public. No one actively tries to apprehend you, but people do like look at you as you walk by. You see, yeah, Lord takes you to this inn. She pays for the room. And she takes you guys upstairs. You see that it's just kind of like warm interior. It's a carpet on the floor, wooden floor and walls, and you see the rain kind of like trickling out the window. Yeah, you guys bed down for the evening. Is there anything you guys would like to accomplish before falling asleep?
1 second.
For me, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not this time.
All right. Cool. You guys fall asleep then. The rain continues trickling. You guys wake up the following morning. You do receive a long rest.
Hell yeah.
Waking up the following morning, the sun brightens the horizon, and you see that you hear people out in the hallway kind of getting ready for the day and moving in and out of the inn, and you see that the city kind of comes to life just outside the window. Cool. You see that Alora wakes up as well. The day's yours.
No. I think before meeting up with everyone, Lucas is like, aside from doing his usual meditations things, Lucas is actually going to go for a little bit of a walk around the city for a bit.
Before Lucas steps out, he's gonna say to Lucas and everyone else who's there, I was planning to go into the markets to see if they have anything in terms of like potions or any sort of anything that could help us on our adventure. Would anyone like to come along?
I think I'll join you. That seems like a good idea.
And
I'm I'm good for now, honestly. I'll catch up with you guys in about an hour or so.
alrighty. Well, just yell if you need anything.
Will do.
And
Cool.
wait, he's gonna also ask Laura if she's there. I don't know if she
Yeah.
is.
You see, Laura says, "Yeah, I'll come with you." Unless Lucas, do you think you're gonna be okay on your own?
I'll be fine. You don't need to worry about me.
All right. Yeah, I'll come with you, Zolran.
Alrighty.
Cool. So you guys, Lucas goes on a bit of like a morning walk. Adelaide, Laura, Zelron, and I'll put Fen and Kristalina with you guys too. You guys are heading to the markets to, why can't I speak? Purchase some potions. There we go. Now I'm also gonna roll because I forgot to give you guys gold for like fighting a bunch of shit. So I'm gonna roll for how much gold you guys receive. You know, we're we're this far into the campaign. You know, you guys receive 257 gold pieces.
Oh shit.
Mine, 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 mine.
Wait,
Wait,
each or
each?
Yes, each.
Oh, holy shit.
Add me there.
You guys have fought a bunch of shit, so I'm like, you know. Cool. You guys see that, yeah, so Group A, you guys arrive at the markets. You see people moving kind of like to and fro. It's a bunch of like potion shops and, yeah, a bunch of stuff. So go ahead and let me know what you're looking for here, and I will pull up some prices.
Okay.
Here.
I imagine we're both looking for potions first, right?
Okay.
Wait.
You guys looking for just potions or anything else?
Oh, yeah, just potions. I might after this go look around and see if there's a place that sells spell scrolls. Just curious. But mostly just the potion thing, cause yeah, he dies a lot.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Mona, Zelron, go ahead and make me a perception check to see if you can find a kind of like cheaper potion shop. I'll say DC 10.
15.
P check.
Solid.
Damn.
Oh yeah. So Mona, you see kind of like the different just cheaper deals on potions and shit. So oh yeah, you see that some prices.
I'm afraid.
I'll drag you over to where the good prices are, don't worry.
Oh, well. Knowing places like these, pretty sure half of these people will try to rob us.
I'm worried with how much money we've been getting the prices.
Yeah, I kind of spent all my money given back to that shop owner, or I think homeowner, for the damages that we caused that one time, and I've been broke ever since. Okay, that's
All right.
not bad. Actually, that's really good.
How much does a grader do again? It's how many
Oh,
people?
44.
good. Yep. 44.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 44 plus 4. If I'm correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Let me, I don't have a pen. I'll just use Google Docs.
Calculations and numbers. This is D&D.
Uh, $257. I think 5 would be good. Alright, and think I think I'll be good. Okay, so here I'll put everything that I'm getting in the chat.
Okay. Oh, yep. There's the rain. We're getting some too.
Yeah, it stopped. Oh, it must have moved on to you. Okay, so nope. Wait, yeah, superior. I don't know. I forgot. I thought for some reason I thought it said supreme. I typed in supreme instead of superior, but no, we're good.
All right. Coolio. Also have. Damn, where did I put my? It's gone. Okay. We'll also have Alora purchase some potions as well.
Also, while Zeron's looking at spell scrolls, I might see if there's any vendors selling magic items that could possibly help with disguise, so I don't have to spend a spell slot.
Ooh, solid. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me another perception check, the two of you.
Oh boy.
Cool. So you're looking, Mona, mostly for like disguise spells?
Yeah. Or not spell scrolls, but like more like items that I can use repeatedly.
Gotcha. Okay. And then Zelron, you're looking for. Do you have like a specific type of spell? Or?
Yes. Let me. Shit. I didn't think I'd get this far, honestly. I have an idea for one I want. I just need to make sure it's the right one I'm thinking of.
Okay. Cool. Mona, you see this guy. You come to this vendor who there's this he has this magic item called the Hat of Disguise, which is just like a top hat, and like you see taped to it like those those like prop fake glasses and the mustache thing. It's like taped on the front of this like top hat thing.
Is it
This
being
little
sold
like
by a
dwarf
woman?
running this.
Oh, never mind.
No, this little dwarf behind like a stall. He's just like, honestly, it's a great deal. If you take something like this, no one will ever be able to tell it's you, you know?
Does this hat have any magical purposes, or is it just a sort of disguise kit?
Well, I do have one of those as well, but mostly, the glasses are just sort of my own little personal addition, but it does allow you to cast the disguise self spell, I believe, once a day. But if you're interested in a disguise kit, I might have one of those in the back.
No, that's quite alright. I'm thinking a top hat might be a bit too noticeable for, well, its purpose.
Fair, that's fair. You see,
Not to insult any of your products.
he's like, no, honestly, it's fine. I didn't make the hat. I just taped the glasses on the. I can take the glasses off of the top hat if that's the problem, you know.
Right. No, I can't imagine many people that walk around wearing top hats most of the time.
Well, fair enough. You see, he says, well, if you decide not to, totally fair, but I'll give it to you for 50 gold pieces.
Would you happen to have any similar, less noticeable items?
Let's see, for disguises specifically, okay, 1 second here.
Don't mind me. I'm just eating cheddar popcorn.
You said what kind of popcorn?
Let's see.
Cheddar popcorn.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It is good.
He says, as far as disguises specifically, I do have a there it is. I do have this he pulls out this kind of like illustrious kind of like fabric that has like all types of like sparkles on it, and it's like very bright. He says, now this is called shift weave clothing. Essentially, you'd be able to change the way your clothes look, at will. I'd give it to you for 25 gold pieces.
Is there any limit on how frequently it changes?
Actually, that's a good question.
Research, I'm sorry.
You're all good. He says, well, it's magic. This magic works in a very strange way. It has a memory of 5 different outfits which you can sort of call upon, but at any given moment, you can just give it another outfit. So I guess the short answer is no.
Very interesting. You said 25 gold pieces?
Sure.
That's not what he said.
That is what he said.
Okay.
Yeah.
25 for the cloak, 50 for the hat. That's honestly
Right.
a good deal.
I'll take your entire
I'm not
stock.
I'm not there, but that's a good deal.
That's true. I want to haggle, but I know she wouldn't, so I'm just going to pay the 20. There we go.
Fair enough.
You can haggle.
Hands you the little hands you the clothing in a bag. Thank you for your business.
Thank you so much. Have a lovely rest of your day.
You as well.
And I will go track down Zelron.
Hell yeah. Zilmer, you find this little like magic shop with this guy who a human guy, pale skin, like long white beard that all wizards have for some reason, and he's got like big old like purple top hat. So he says as you walk in, hello there, sir. What kind of spell are you looking for today?
Hello there. Hello there. I am here. I would like a. You wouldn't happen to have any spells that could allow me to lob fireballs at my opponents, would you?
Oh no.
Oh. He says, those have been in high demand lately. I think I have a couple. Are you interested in purchasing these?
Yes.
He takes, he looks in this, bottom, why can't I fucking speak? He looks in this bottom kind of like drawer, pulls out a couple scrolls, sets them on the desk, and says, now these, scrolls of Fireball, these have been in very, very high demand lately. The price, therefore, is a little more on the expensive side. And I do have some more in the back, but these are just the ones I have most accessible at the moment. I would say for both of these, we'll say 50 gold for each.
Oh. Interesting. Would you happen to have any other spells that include fire in any way? Any like cheaper scrolls? I'm just curious.
Let's see. That's a good question. Let me see here. He says, well, there is, I do have a couple of these ones. He sets 3 scrolls on the desk and says, this is for a spell called Burning Hands. Does as it says, creates fire in the palm of your hands and point them at your opponents. I would say for these, since it's a pretty low level spell and it's not in much demand, I will say 15 gold for each.
Wow. Well. Oh God, Jesus. Hang on.
You're gonna try and haggle with him, aren't you? And he's dead.
Jesus. God, Mike and I get my back. So.
Oh, I haven't had mechanics in years.
He's gonna say. Can he can he attempt to charm him and try to lower the price?
No.
Can he try to lower the price
Are
of the
you
fireball
kidding
ones?
me?
I want to see if he can lower the price of the fireball ones. I want to charm person him and see if I can get it.
We have
Of all the methods
almost.
of haggling,
Oh well, I mean it's not a bad method, not honestly, but
It's not haggling, no.
Okay.
But I mean, I can use my sexiness and my riz to charm them.
Riz him up. Okay. So what is your
Oh.
spell save DC?
Spell save these. Wait, where is it?
hold on. Spell save for charm person for you is 15.
Oh, yeah, 15.
Okay.
For future reference, it says right next to the spell range.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought the spell save DC was kind of like it there for like all spells. I didn't know every single spell has its own like.
Well, I mean, yes, but also for like generalization, it also says it in like the sorcerer section of your features.
Got you. Okay.
Not the spells, not the generalization for spells.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, 15.
Okay. You gonna try to do this, Elron?
Yes. And if it fails, I have a backup plan.
I swear, if
Okay.
your backup plan, I swear, if your backup plan is friend, wait, do you even have? You don't even have friends. Never mind.
Wait.
All
Okay,
right.
You said
so
what?
The spell friends,
Oh.
the spell,
Damn.
because that's a, yeah, okay.
Oh, the blue. Okay. So as a commoner, this shopkeeper has a +1 to charisma, so he's got to roll a 14 or higher to not be charmed on this d20. Let's
It's a
just do
wisdom
it.
save, not charisma.
Oh, it's a wisdom save. He has a lower wisdom score than.
I swear. If he
So,
rolls an act-
Zelan, what do you say to this shopkeeper?
Oh
Did it
no.
work?
Yeah.
The spell succeeds.
Okay.
What do you say to the shopkeeper?
All right. Oh, it's time. All right. So he's just gonna be like, "Hey, couldn't help it."
Tell him you switch the spells.
Hey, hey, you look like. He's gonna kind of eye him up. He's like, you look like a pretty strong individual. What do you say you give me these fireball spells, lower the price, down to a more reasonable one, and I swear, I will give you. I'll make it worth your while. I have a secret compartment in my carriage, and I will make sure that you get everything back that you need for these spells. I just do not have it in coin format.
Oh, a little rich man coming in my shop. All right.
Yes,
Wow.
that's me.
Leans on the desk and is like, all right, well, flattery will get you everywhere then. 10 gold pieces for each.
That's how it's fucking done, baby!
Mother.
Yeah! Alright!
Honestly, I think it would have been funnier if Zelrun said, "Oh, wait a minute, you actually switched these around so that so he'd say that the fireball scrolls were the flaming hands ones, and the flaming hands ones were the fireball ones."
I was contemplating that, but that was gonna be kind of plan B with the charm, because I wanted to see how low it can go. But so yeah.
But goddamn, that's even more terrifying.
He says, "Oh, for me, that you shouldn't have. Yes, here I have here." And wait, is Adelaide and everyone else still here to see this?
I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
there.
right there yet?
I'm gonna say, yeah, Mona, you come in at like the end of this conversation, yeah. You see, you see he says, you hand him the gold pieces, he nods and says, all right, well, I'm trusting that I'm gonna get this back eventually.
Shit, my bad. I didn't mean to add. Here, hang on. There we go. He says, "Oh yeah, don't you?"
All right, well,
No, wait,
pleasure
yeah.
doing business with you.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something. He says, "Yes, well, I will take these, and give me 1 second, and I will go fetch my, I'll go fetch it for you."
All right.
Okay, so he's gonna go, and he's gonna go outside, and he's gonna take the, short sword that he has, that's, in his inventory, that he's not using, and he's gonna kind of wrap it up. He's gonna wrap it up in this, in these fine clothings that he, in these, like, fine cloth things that he kind of brings with him everywhere. He's gonna kind of grab, like, a piece of, like, fabric, mostly. Not take, like, the actual full-on outfit, he's gonna take one piece of it, and he's gonna wrap the sword up, and he is gonna make it look really nice and really fancy, and even have the hilt sticking out of it to, show. And he's gonna bring it in the house, in the hut, in the shop, and it says, "And I returned. This is your gift for me to you, and feel free to sell this." And this is just a common ass short sword, by the way. And feel free to use this as you so please. Just sell it, do whatever you wish. But there's one caveat: you cannot open the cloth until exactly 3 hours. If you open it up sooner, the power will not be there, and then you can't sell it for the higher price that you would expect to sell it at. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. Now this special blade was enchanted by an old mystic, wizard in one of the colleges over in Tal'Dorei. So I entrust this to you.
See, he does the whole ass, like, receiving a blade from, like, a master type shit, and you set it down gently in his hands. He says, "Oh, all right, well, thank you for handing in this magic fucking artifact. Thank you.
Yes. Now, enjoy, and I hope you get a really good sale out of it.
All right. Well, I will always remember this.
Alright, you take care now. You have a great day. And,
You as well.
just in case if you don't know me, the name is... The name is Ray Bridgeford.
Ray Bridgeford. Thanks, Ray Bridgeford.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Chad Manley.
I should have! Oh my god, that would have been like the perfect, like, you know, cycle. Yeah, no, can I actually change that? Yeah, he's gonna say, Chad Manley instead. I just kind of came up off the top of it with this bag here. So yeah, he's gonna change it. He says Chad. He retcons and says Chad Manley instead.
Gotcha. Chad Manley. Thanks, Chad Manley.
Yes, no problem. All right, if we're all ready, gang, let's continue.
Cool. You guys walk out. Mona, you just saw Zelron scam this wizard.
That was quite the trade, Chad Manley.
Well, I do my best. It's a good thing I gave him that time frame. But anyways, let's not talk about this while we're literally here at the door. So, come on, let's go. And he kind of just walks off with the spells in hand.
You had convinced him to lower the price. Was that trickery really necessary?
Yes.
Because
It was already kind of there, so I had to deliver. I couldn't just leave. I promised him, and I did fulfill my promise in a way. I always fulfill my promises.
by giving him a terrible short sword and a fine cloth. The cloth was probably worth more than the sword.
Which is why I gave it to him, because I felt bad. But hey, I need these spells,
Sure you
okay?
do. Which spells did you get?
I got 2 fireball spells, and he kind of like unravels it. Wait, what? Okay, in the lore, if you unravel the spell, does it like happen? I don't want to like shoot a fucking blast in her in her direction.
No,
One by one,
No,
the
you-
party members burned cities down.
you gotta choose. You gotta like actively choose to cast it. So no.
Okay. Yes, it's it's just fireball spells, and they were really expensive, so I had to I had to haggle. And if you call this,
I mean, they are powerful spells, so
now you understand why.
I wouldn't have gone about it the same way as you, but whatever needs to be done, I suppose.
They're practically giving it away.
I don't think they were.
Yeah, for the price they sold it to me at voluntarily.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Anyways, let's see, where, Lucas ran out, unless you guys needed to, continue.
Oh, right. Do you need anything, Allura?
Laura kind of shakes her head and is like, "No, I've got some potions as well, just in case emergencies. But I think I'm all set."
Alright. We can track down Lucas.
All right. You guys head off. Lucas.
Meanwhile,
In the Hall of Justice, you are walking through this beautiful city. During the day, like a lot of the kind of like street signs are, they're still there, but the lights are kind of like more dim, and you walk through. Mostly drow population here. It's kind of quiet, as you have kind of like this peaceful moment as you stroll through the city, all on your own. What does Lucas get up to on his walk?
I'd say in this case, sorry, I'm looking back through last week's notes a little bit. I'd say Lucas would be kind of still kind of thinking about Zigbar for one, and like what sort of stuff he might have gotten into, and then kind of mentally correlating back to how Lucas's connections back with like the Cult of Shadow days and whatnot, and honestly probably trying to figure out if he has any other connection to Zigbar other than just possible rumors that Zigbar might have heard about Lucas during that time period.
Cool. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Of course. Wait, no. 17.
On a 17, you see as you're walking through the city, you hear like a couple people kind of like walking by. You're not like, I don't think Lucas is like maybe trying to actively eavesdrop, but I think you hear as you walk by, there are two of these drows, who one of them says, yeah, honestly, I was questioning it for a long time, and then, well, you know, when I got to the Chamber of Memories, I finally understood everything. And I understood why he didn't want to tell me, but it sure did answer my question. And he walks away. Yeah. These two drow just go on their way.
Lucas kind of stops for a moment, kind of looks back to the drow walking away. And then just kind of heads over and is like, excuse me for one sec.
The both of them turn to you. One of them says, oh, yeah. Can I help you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to sort of listen in on your conversation or anything, but you said something about a chamber of memories?
Yeah. In the, I don't know if it's supposed to be a secret because I've only been working at the monastery for like a year or two, and they never mentioned it, but there is a, it's in one of the downstairs areas of the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix. It's got this big mirror that you can sort of glance into, and if you ask it a question, it'll not, I mean, most of the times it doesn't really answer, but it shows you like a glimpse of the past and kind of puts the memory together for you. Does that make sense?
A little bit. And you said this was at the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix?
Yes. You'll have to get permission if you wanted to enter, but yeah, that's where it is.
Thank you.
Of course.
Then Lucas is gonna walk away, and after getting probably a good ways from those original two drow, Lucas is going to try and find a dark alley to kind of turn into where no one might be, where someone might not be able to see him.
Yeah, it does start drizzling once again, but it's still quiet. Walk through this dark alleyway, kind of moving past these two like dumpsters, and you get to this kind of like quiet, shadowy area. You see like a couple rats like squeak by and like run away, and you walk to this little shadowy area.
Yeah, first it and like as far as Lucas can tell, nobody's here, right?
Correct.
Alright. Once Lucas is kind of like in the clear of people, he's going to take a deep breath. He's just gonna go, please let last time have been an actual thing and not a fluke. And he's gonna try and summon a dark corridor again.
It is going to be easier than last time.
No.
Roll an Arcana check, DC 10.
17. God damn it.
As you say those words kind of like to yourself out loud, you hold your hand out and kind of like close your eyes, hoping that it won't materialize. And against all odds, as you're holding your hand out, this purple and black dome just appears right in front of you.
As soon as he sees that, he's gonna like take several steps back in shock. Just stare at this thing and is like, shit.
You see on that 17 perception check, there is a faint image inside the corridor that is slowly moving towards you. It has its claws kind of like out like this, and you see its mouth is open, impossibly wide and long, and it's just smiling. And its hands at its side. You don't see any other body parts, but as it reaches just at the edge of the corridor where it would step into this city, it vanishes. And you know who is about to come out.
Oh no. Now Lucas is definitely in a bit of a panic. But is kind of like as soon as like seeing the claws and like everything come out, Lucas would have definitely backed up, probably tripped a couple of times, and then once everything like vanishes. So does the figure vanish, or does like the figure vanish with the corridor?
Yeah, the figure vanishes and the corridor vanishes.
Okay. So as soon as both of those vanish, Lucas is just like breathing very heavily right now and slowly getting up. And it's just looking back at the spot where the corridor was and is like, why is it so hard to get rid of the damn darkness?
As you say that, you hear behind you a voice that says, been trying to figure that one out myself. You turn around and see Zigbar once again.
All things considered, I had a feeling you would probably keep an eye on me.
It's a lot harder to track you down, that's for sure.
I doubt that. It's not like I'm making it hard to... It's not like I'm hiding or anything.
You might not be. But that girl, the princess, As it turns out, shouldn't tell you. Well, anyways, just wanted to check in, see how the little wolf is doing.
Please, even when I was in the cult, I hated that nickname.
Oh, man. You have no idea. Well, I'll give you one last chance. Maybe this doesn't have to be a war. Maybe we don't have to be at each other's throats all the damn time. Maybe we can be on the same side, kid.
Oh, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Lucas kind of closes his eyes. Has yet like things like he's thinking for a second what he wants to do. And then after a bit, he just kind of starts to chuckle. I'll tell you what. If you really want her that bad. And like you can see as he's saying that, he opens his eyes and he looks at Zigbar dead in the eye and goes, if you really want her that bad, then maybe we could play by my rules and not yours.
I knew a man that tried to play the world like it was his game and his rules before. So I'm wise to your tricks. But I'm willing to hear you out. So spit.
Lucas just kind of walks around at this point and is like, look, for one, I don't know why you would need her, and honestly at this point, I don't really care. I mean, don't get me wrong. Being able to traverse across the multiverse like her and I do, it's a fun little gig. It's one of the reasons why Mordred had me. Well, to be honest, I don't even know if that was even his call or not, but not really worth going over semantics. But I'm sure you've done enough research to realize that both of us know that even if, say, I did give her up, she's not going to go down without a fight.
I had considered that.
So let me say this. We keep things how they are going now. You chasing us down, making it seem like there's no hope and that everything is just on the wire. And then at the right time, well, we all know how games like this go. No matter how close you keep cards to the chest, eventually you gotta show your hand.
He says, spoken like a true poker player. I gotta say, in some aspects, if things were different, could have used you on the organization.
Well, I guess that's just your misfortune at that point.
Well, I'm still coming after her. She's of great value to me and my superiors. But don't ever say that I didn't try to settle this peacefully, kid. 'Cause I did.
From one nobody to another, we both know how these things go. No matter who we're up against, whether it's the Warriors of Light, that brown-haired, spiky-haired kid. Honestly,
Ugh.
I didn't really pay attention much to his name, and honestly, at this point, I don't care. Though, it was weird to see how he was eventually Mordred's boss. Honestly, you don't want to even understand half of that.
That whole thing. Anyway. Gotta go.
Anyway. Well, see you around then, Zigbar.
I will. And if this is the last time we ever see each other before I try to kill you, I tried not to. He creates a dark corridor once again behind him and leaves.
As soon as he vanishes, Lucas just drops the facade and is just like, in his head, he's just thinking, holy shit!
Hell yeah. You see no more sign of Zigbar. The corridor vanishes. And you head off from there. After that,
Yeah.
you guys you guys meet up with Lucas. The party regroups. Hell yeah. So you see Alora says, well, I'll try and go talk to the queen and see, secure her as an ally rather, and try to keep us safe in the city. If you guys wanted to check out the monastery, well, maybe
Yeah, I think.
something like.
Well, while you do that, we can check in on the monastery. But I'm not rushing or anything. But do hasten yourself, because we never know who in here might recognize us, and trouble might start. And
Right. I'll try to be fast, and if you do need me, just feel free to cast a spell. You just gotta put your fingers to your forehead like this. It's just my little thing.
Alright.
Cool. You see Alora heads off. You guys head to the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix. Yeah. As you guys are walking through this beautiful city, you eventually arrive at cobblestone steps. The monastery is a beautiful building. Very Japanese kind of like architecture, and cobblestone walls. And you see that it has like these Japanese kind of like shoji doors. And you see a big ass insignia of a golden flaming bird on the front of it. As you guys walk up to the monastery, you see that as you walk in, pulling the doors open, you walk in and see wooden floors, some carpet that leads like different places. And you see that, students are like fighting against each other. And beautiful place. There's like a sakura tree in the very center of it with kind of like these falling leaves. And like gentle wind coming in through the ceiling. And yeah, you guys arrive at the monastery. Zelrun, you see, as you are kind of like looking around, you see suddenly your vision goes dark. You see that you hear a voice from behind you that says, Yesu.
You can't fool me, Fen. You realize we're at the same party, right? So that you can't trick me. Come on.
We're all watching this,
Come
right?
on.
Yes.
Uh,
You hear
Zell,
you
that's
hear
not.
Fenn's voice.
Oh wait, is it Finn?
You hear Fenn's voice from like
Oh.
15 feet away, being like, "I'm over here."
Yeah, Lucas is just like, yeah, that's not Finn.
oh, Adelaide. I mean, I'm flattered, but
Yeah, don't get too cocky over there.
Not her either.
Lucas. I mean, we only just met, but.
Dude, I'm right in front of you.
Well, I can't see right now.
You see Sammy like is like, okay, you're out of guesses, and she takes her hands out from your eyes, and like hugs you from behind, and is like, "Hey,
Hey, Sammy. Wow, I did not expect to see you this soon upon walking into the monastery. How did you spot us?
She says, "Well, I actually have a pretty good pair of eyes. You know, I learned that from a certain someone."
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to see you. I got your message, and I wanted to ask you in person, how are you faring?
Oh, you know, been doing pretty good. Martial arts is completely new. I've never done it before, but it's really fun.
Oh, really? What kind of martial arts
yeah.
are you talking about here?
It's mostly beginner stuff. I really haven't gotten that deep into it yet. I really started like a month ago, but you know, just basic kind of like self-defense stuff and like disarming your opponent and things like this.
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
he kind of.
I remember when. No. Lucas is gonna be like, I kind of remember when my sister started learning martial arts. Granted, I think she started. No, actually, she started when I was still around. But you have no idea how many times she would use me as a punching bag.
Oh.
Either that or my dad, but that was more funny.
Well, since you are studying this, how about after everything is said and done for the day, we go a few rounds, and just to gauge how much you've learned.
She says, "Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you're already kind of an expert, and I'm like a novice, so it's not really fair. But I
I'm
mean,
an expert. I'm decent enough, right, guys?" Kind of looks at you guys with like worrying eyes.
I mean, yeah, you can hold your own, but I mean, I jumped off of a boat onto into the wall of another boat and literally rammed a guy through that wall of the boat.
Well, it's not a competition.
I can't do that, but I can fight good. Jeepers. Well, why don't you show us around and see, so I can see everything that you do here.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. So she guides you through this beautiful monastery. There's like a lot of like phoenix symbology, like everything. There's like a bunch of paintings and like sculptures of different phoenixes. She guides you through like this, you know, these different areas, mostly wooden floors. And you see a bunch of students kind of like practicing. Some of them have this like golden glow to their fist as they kind of like punch and kick their opponents. And you see eventually that she takes you up to this taller looking human woman who you assume to be kind of the like grand mistress of the monastery. You see she says, hold on a sec. She turns and says, Emiko. And you see this tall woman with this like flowery kimono. This tall woman with this flowery kimono and like long like black hair and like a set of heels. She basically looks like
Gilmore?
she basically, honestly, she kind of looks like Madam M, but like lean. And you see that she has lean and much more tall. But
Jokes aside, Gilmore would totally rock heels.
Wait, who's Madam M again? I can't remember.
fan lady, hot girl.
Oh.
Anyways,
Fan.
you guys see that this Mistress Emiko turns and says, "Oh, Sammy, is there something you needed?" Sammy looks at the rest of you guys and says, "Yeah, these are my friends. I hope it's okay that I'm just showing them around. Guys, this is my teacher, and this is the kind of like head sensei of the monastery. Her name is Emiko."
One
See,
moment,
she...
hang on, let me let my cat out.
Fair enough.
Needed time to process.
Also, I think I
Um,
just realized something.
What's up?
And feel free to say that I am inaccurate, but Sean Gilmore is the RuPaul of Exandria.
I have no
Back.
idea who that is.
How?
I've returned.
I'm so uncultured. I'm sorry.
Okay, Angel.
Yeah,
You know who RuPaul is?
yeah, the drag racer.
Oh, thank God. Yes!
Oh,
Yeah, my
I'm
my
uncultured. I'm
grandma
sorry.
watches it every now and then.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Carlo has
man.
no idea who. Carlo doesn't know RuPaul.
No idea.
And I just said that Gilmore is the RuPaul of Exandria.
I see what you mean now.
I feel like
I didn't hear- I didn't hear-
a little.
I didn't hear that bit when you said that.
Well, that's because you were taking out your cat.
Huh.
But am I wrong?
You're not wrong. No, you're absolutely not.
You see that, yeah, so you see Emiko kind of like looks to you guys. She does a little kind of like kung fu, just like bow to each of you. And you see she says, well, welcome to the Monastery of the Golden Phoenix. Sammy, she's one of our best and brightest young students. Are any of you interested in picking up martial arts, perhaps?
Personally, me? No, I've never really had an affinity towards martial arts. You see, I've been born with a weird genetic disorder. Okay. Hang on. Can I go back? Can I go back, please? I don't know where I was going with that. Yes, I do martial arts every now and then, but I'll when I look around, I'll see if I can see what I think, and perhaps I'll enroll.
Yes. Well, in case any of you are, wanting to pick up martial arts classes, we do offer sort of beginner courses and based on skill level and things like this. She says, in any case, she says, I would also like to demonstrate some of our students' talent, if you would like to see.
Well, he kind of looks over to he's gonna look over to Sammy, and he's gonna kind of whisper. He'd be like, "Will you be participating?"
She says, well, I might. I don't know what she has planned, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I would like-
Lucas is gonna look to Emiko and is like, I mean, I'm not 100% for martial arts, but I wouldn't mind actually seeing for myself how the students of your monastery hold up.
Same here.
You see, she nods to the both of you and says, all right. And she motions to this kind of like little mat in like the center of the room. And she says, Sammy, if you please. Sammy walks to the side of this mat. She says, she looks at you, Zelra, and says, like, wish me luck.
I wish you the best of luck.
She goes over to one side of the carpet and says, let's see, Robin, please. And this guy, Robin, steps onto the carpet, and they nod and kind of like bow to each other. And she says, all right, whenever you're ready. The two students kind of like take their defensive kind of position, and you see, they get into this brief kind of like scuffle. Mostly no contact. It's mostly kind of just them pushing against each other, and you see that there's this golden kind of like glow around both of their like fists and feet that eventually turns into this kind of like white and black, kind of like representing the yin and yang, and they push against each other for a bit, before Sammy eventually manages to push this guy into the ground and like hold her fist up kind of like towards his neck. And you see he says, all right, you win. She gets up off of him, helps him up. And there's kind of like a brief, kind of like quiet round of applause from the rest of the monastery. As Robin walks over to Emiko, and you see Emiko says, yes, these two students, they are some of the most talented young students we have ever seen in quite a long time. Even though Robin's technique might have been a bit messy, the point is still there.
And he's gonna look towards Sammy. He's gonna be like, kind of like just motioning over to her, like.
You see, she says, she like also gives you a thumbs up, and you see that Emiko says, well, glad you enjoyed. Also, these two students will be participating in the soon to happen Tournament of Dragons. A multitude of students from different monasteries across this continent will be participating in this, and we hope to be on top this year. If you would like to see them perform, I believe they are. I believe it is happening in a coliseum in about a week or two. You see, she says, the reward for this would be these sort of magical martial arts wraps that are said to be gifted to the most talented and strong martial artist. Zelron, go ahead and make me a history check.
Okay.
On an 11, a couple of things. A few things, rather. One, these magic wraps that she mentioned, your mentor used to use before everything happened. Two, he did participate in this tournament, having come out on top. And three, you realize this whole time this woman has looked a bit familiar, but you sort of realize where you remember her from. This was Sabine's partner. He was much stronger than her, but you do remember having briefly met her before. But it seems like now she either doesn't remember you or is acting as if she doesn't.
Quick question. Okay, so when I used to see Sabin, he was back in hell, like pretty much before he got yanked by the demons. What did I when exactly did I ever beat her?
You had met her during a time when you were kind of like a rogue, like hunter for souls. She took the loss of it really, really hard and went on this kind of like spiritual journey. And she stopped by Port Zune, and she mentioned, like the loss of my husband, and it was really, really hard on me. and she was looking for an answer.
Oh, okay. And then that's, yeah, we met in Portson. Okay, so, he's gonna look at her and he's gonna be like, he's gonna kind of just, like, look at and just gonna be kind of, like, hello? You? There?
Yes, Emmett? Yes, may I help you, sir?
Forgive me, but, I feel like I know you. I'm wondering, do you remember a person by the name of Sabine Hext?
Gets a smile on her face and says, yes, I do. From a long, long time ago. But yes. Did you know him?
Yes. How exactly do you know him?
I loved him. He is my husband, and unfortunately, due to some circumstances, he passed away.
And then, once she says that, the memories are flooding back to when we first, met. And he says, "Oh."
Lucas is just gonna look and is like, "You good there, Zal?"
Yeah. Sorry. Well, how have you been these times? And you can see he's kind of getting more and more like nervous and kind of shaken up.
She says, it's been hard. I don't think I've ever let myself fall in love again, but I have been. And you're never truly over it, but, I think I've been all right ever since, been managing.
Well, I'm glad that you are managing it. I don't know if you remember me, but back, he's gonna withhold the place where he trained with him. So, because who would want to find out that their husband was in hell? So, he's just gonna say, I trained with your husband. He taught me everything I knew.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But it's nice to see you again.
She says, oh, I think I remember you now. We had a brief sort of conversation back in Port Soon, did we not?
I believe so. I believe so. Yes. That was when I was just passing through, and somehow we both ended up meeting up at the same place around the same time. So.
Right. Well, I'm glad you met me. Good to see you again. Have you been all right ever since?
I've been managing as well, mostly.
That's good. You try and you do what you can. God. Whew, enough of this sad stuff, right? Well, in case you ever need anything or are interested, again, we do offer our beginner courses and, based on skill level. And, if you need anything, feel free to ask me.
Will do.
I actually have a couple of questions. One, kind of pertaining to the tournament you brought up. Is it just towards different monasteries, or can anyone sign up to participate?
Well, I suppose anyone can participate, but you wouldn't become necessarily a student in a traditional sense. You wouldn't have to. You would just have to get the sensei's approval, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, actually, that does make a little sense. Secondly, what do you know of the Chamber of Memories?
Oh, it hasn't been used in a long time, but it is where we discovered a lot of our past as a monastery and the reason that most of it still functions. Is there a reason?
Yeah, and Lucas is gonna look to the party and is like, I know this sounds a little bit weird, and that I kind of jumped this, and I do apologize about that. But turns back to, what the fuck's her name, Emiko, and is like, if it's at all possible, I'd like to, I don't know, use it, visit it. I don't know what the right wording is here, but let's just say I have some questions that are currently unanswerable by usual means.
All right. Well, you can use it. I will send in one of our monks in with you, if that's all right, just to ensure that the mirror is sort of, maintained. But by all means, feel free to use it.
I appreciate it.
Of course. Yeah. Emiko nods. Zelron, see Sammy comes up to you and is like, kind of like hopping all around, having won the match. Is like, so how'd I do? Are you like super impressed? Because I'm like an expert at this shit now.
And he's kind of just looking kind of blankly a little bit. He's just like, yeah, it was quite impressive.
Well, thank you. A couple more weeks, I might just be beating you.
You'll have to try.
Lucas just kind of looks as like, honestly, get in line.
And he's gonna kind of say, excuse me for a moment, guys. I need to go and I need some water, and some air. And he's gonna kind of just walk away really quickly, like kind of just off to the side, and try to find like a door or someplace that leads to outside.
Yeah, you walk to this door. You are kind of like on this like balcony, overlooking kind of like the rest of the monastery. And yeah, you're kind of like on your own.
And he's just gonna kind of just sit, kind of like wallflower the wall there. And he's gonna just kind of just look up and just be silent and look and brood.
Cool. You look kind of like up at the clouds. You brood there for a second. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Ah, crap.
Well,
Damn it.
this is all on you now.
Also, in the meantime, Lucas is just looking at Adelaide and is like, did I say something wrong?
I mean, I don't think so. He's probably just stressed out from everything else this week.
That's fair.
Let's have a perception check from Zelron as well.
Oh shit. Yes.
You just kind of spaced out.
Yeah, no, I thought because I was outside, I didn't need to make the perception. But yeah.
On
Fuck.
on an 11, um, you hear the sound of someone being brutally like beat. And you're in a monastery, but it seems to be like much louder than the rest of the students kind of practicing. And you hear kind of this like female voice shouting over the rest. The rest of the punching kind of like quiets down, and there's like just one sound of like uh, ah, just over and over. You kind of like peek in through the door. You see Emiko has this kid Robin kind of like by the collar of his shirt, and it's just punching his face over and over again. And you see she says, "How many times have we been over this?"
All right.
And he says, "Sorry." He cries and walks away.
And he doesn't know what to do with him. He just kind of freezes, and he's just like, can he see where Robin went to?
Yeah, you see Robin has kind of like walked off to like the side of this mat and is like cleaning his own blood with like a towel.
Is Emiko still looking at him, or is he like gone away from her,
Yeah, Emiko like goes upstairs and she's like, "Idiotic students," walks away.
All right, so he's gonna run in and goes down to where Robin is, kind of just cleaning, and she's just like, "Hey, let me see." And he's gonna kind of just lean, like kind of like do the squatting thing, like because he's super tall, not. And
Yeah.
he's just gonna,
You squat down. See, he kind of like gently hands you the towel as you like wipe it away, and you realize this kid is like 11 or 12 years old, and you see he says, "Oh, thank you, thank you, sir."
Hey, what was that back there?
It was just, you know, it's just how our sensei teaches us, you know.
Teaches you? You think this
He-
is teaching you anything? Well, I mean, of course, when you're doing martial arts, when you fall, you get beat up, but not like this.
He
And he's
says,
gonna.
uh,
Sorry, he's gonna kind of like look at his face and just look at everything that was going on, and like look at his mangled face.
"Hmm. Yeah, you wipe a little bit more. You see, he says, "Oh, yeah, Emiko kind of says the same thing, but she says, you know, this will teach us to be stronger if we're ever face to face with someone else, and like it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that
really,
that
he-
that does not sound practical at all. You grab the collar of a child, start beating him up. How is that teaching him anything? I'm sorry this
Oh,
happened
no.
to you.
Well, thank you, but it really is my fault. I should have been stronger."
No, 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 no. That's not how training works. Go ahead and clean yourself up. How many others does she do? Like, does she do this to everyone here? Like
You see, Robin looks to the rest of the monastery and says, "Yeah, guys, if I raise your hand if Emiko has ever hit you before," and you see everyone raises their hand.
everyone the same way, in the same way that he just did.
Sammy says, "Yeah, even me." I thought it'd be fun, and then she, I guess, showed us the dark side. But yeah, all of us.
I knew what you said in your letter, that she did do this, but I didn't think it would be this bad.
Yeah.
And he's gonna get up and, well, he's gonna finish wiping up the blood off the mat and such, and he's gonna get up and he's gonna say, give one moment, you guys. And he's gonna go back to his party members. His party members, you guys weren't there, right? Or were y'all in a completely different location?
You stepped outside for one. I think we
Right.
stayed in the same spot.
I don't know why I thought I went back in. Wow. Okay, so he's going to,
Still.
yeah, he's gonna go back inside to where everyone else is.
Yeah, and you guys, Mona and Lucas, you would have seen like the same Robin getting hit, and you know,
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, we did see that?
initially, like you missed like a brief bit of it, but after kind of like the sound, like you turned and saw it.
Okay.
Lucas is just gonna look and is like, the hell was that?
She claims to be my master's spouse or widow, whatever. There's no way he would allow something like this if you were alive. And he's gonna just stand up and he's gonna march over to go over towards her office. Or
Oh,
wherever she
Lucas
is.
is following.
You walk upstairs, and you come to this again translucent wooden door. You pull it open. You see Emiko is there at a desk writing something down in a book. She looks up and says, "Oh, hey, can I help you?"
What the hell was that?
Whatever do you mean?
Don't play dumb.
We saw.
You
She
abusing, punching that child the way you do all of them? Is this how you run things here?
She sets down her quill and says, "Yes. I mean, if the world isn't going to show mercy, if a person can be killed in a matter of seconds, then why hesitate?"
Well, maybe it's because in the art of in the ways of martial arts, the way one becomes strong is by enduring pain in the heat of battle, not by just grabbing someone and punching them for not doing the right thing.
And in terms of training in any category, one learns best from their own mistakes, not from being punished for them.
You see, she says, "Boys, please. I've been running this monastery for 10 years, turning out great students using this same discipline. I don't understand. I mean, people turn out strong when they have to be faced with the fury of the world."
No, they became strong because they feared what. That's me being fucking speech.
Yeah.
They only fear you. That's the reason why they learn, so they don't have to spend the rest of their entire times here wondering whenever you're gonna give them their next lick.
She says, "Well, then maybe fear is necessary. Maybe a little bit of... Maybe it's necessary for action. Maybe these people need to learn how to defend themselves properly so they don't end up in a real situation. I'm just placing the monastery in a real-world setting. Is that so hard to believe?"
Well, Sabin didn't teach me that way. Do you really think? And I'm sorry that you're a widow and all, but Do you really actually think that he would just sit there and abuse his students because they didn't do like simple acts the correct way? No, he would never do such things because he didn't do that with me. The way I got strong was from me learning, falling down, getting back up. Take a look at what you're doing here. How would this make him feel proud?
You never knew my husband.
Oh, I knew him well. I knew him well, better than... I can't say I've known him better than you do, but...
Oh yeah, you can.
But I knew he was a good man, and he would never, ever lay his hands on another student, unless he were giving a lesson and this was the heat of the battle.
You know what? You have a very foolish way of looking at the world, and if you teach that to my students, they will turn out to be weak-minded and they will never be able to defend themselves, and they will never make their parents proud. Is that what you want?
Their parents, if their parents saw what you did here, how do you think they might react? Seeing their children, their little children, being beat over and over and over again for the smallest mistakes. How would those parents react to this?
Darling,
How would your
Some of their
husband
parents-
react to this?
that's not fair. And also,
You just
Some
said
of their
life's not
parents-
fair.
you all are fools! I have been running this monastery this way for 10 years, turning out great students that were strong and made their parents proud and were able to defend themselves. And for you to come in now and tell me that the way I've been running things is... No, I will not be taking any of this, especially not from wanted criminals.
Lucas is going to let out a growl. One of the Beowulf growl in anger and go.
He's... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
And Lucas is going to let out his Beowulf growl. Not transforming, just kind of look at her and go, then how about we put that to the test?
And he's gonna raise his arm. He's like, wait. You know what? We don't have to do this now. We don't have to do this way. I'll find a way to bring this monastery, or more like to bring you down from the top of this monastery. We'll find someone else who can lead this school and actually turn out proper great students who can go on to teach their students.